Day 100 of reading through the scriptures. There'll be 4 chapters today. One here in Leviticus chapter 10, and then somewhere in the prophets, Psalm 100, and New Testament chapter. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aharon, each took his fire holder and put fire in it, and put incense on it, and brought strange fire before Yahweh, which he had not commanded them. And fire came out from Yahweh and consumed them, and they died before Yahweh. Then Moshe said to Aharon, "This is what Yahweh spoke, saying, By those who come near me let me be set apart, and before all the people let me be esteemed." And Aharon was silent. And Moshe called to Mishael and to Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aharon, and said to them, "Come near, take your brothers from before the set-apart place out of the camp." So they came near and took them by their long shirts out of the camp, as Moshe had said. And Moshe said to Aharon and to Eleazar and to Ithamar his sons, "Do not unbind your heads nor tear your garments, lest you die, and wrath come upon all the people. But let your brothers, all the house of Israel, bewail the burning which Yahweh has kindled. And do not go out from the door of the tent of appointment, lest you die, for the anointing oil of Yahweh is upon you." And they did according to the word of Moshe. And Yahweh spoke to Aharon, saying, "Do not drink wine or strong drink, you nor your sons with you, when you go into the tent of appointment, lest you die, a law forever throughout your generations, so as to make a distinction between the set apart and the profane, and between the unclean and the clean, and to teach the children of Israel all the laws by which Yahweh has spoken to them by the hand of Moshe." And Moshe spoke to Aharon and to Eleazar and Ithamar, his sons who were left, "Take the grain offering that is left over from the offerings made by fire to Yahweh, and eat it without leaven beside the slaughter place, for it is most set apart. And you shall eat it in a set apart place, because it is yours by law, and your sons by law, of the offerings made by fire to Yahweh. For so I have been commanded. And the breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the contribution you eat in a clean place, you and your sons and your daughters with you. For they are yours by law, and your sons by law, which are given from the slaughterings of peace offerings of the children of Israel. The thigh of the contribution and the breast of the wave offering they bring with the offerings of fat made by fire, to bring as a wave offering before Yahweh. And it shall be yours and your sons with you by a law forever, as Yahweh has commanded." And Moshe diligently looked for the goat of the sin offering, and saw it was burned up. And he was wroth with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aharon, who were left, saying, "Why have you not eaten the sin offering in a set-apart place, since it is most set apart, and Elohim has given it to you to bear the crookedness of the congregation, and to make atonement for them before Yahweh? See, its blood was not brought inside the set-apart place. You should have eaten it without fail in a set-apart place, as I have commanded." And Aharon said to Moshe, "See, today they have brought their sin offering, and their ascending offering before Yahweh, and matters like these have come to me. If I had eaten the sin offering today, would it have been right in the eyes of Yahweh?" And when Moshe heard that, it was good in his eyes. Jeremiah chapter 34. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, when Nebuchadnezzar sovereign of Babel and all his army, and all the reigns of the earth under his rule, and all the people fought against Jerusalem and all its cities, saying, "Thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, go and speak to Tzidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehuda, and say to him, Thus said Yahweh, see, I am giving this city into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and he shall burn it with fire, and you shall not escape out of his hand, but shall certainly be taken and given into his hand. And your eyes shall see the eyes of the sovereign of Babel, and his mouth shall speak with your mouth, and you shall go to Babel. But hear the word of Yahweh, O Tzidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehuda. Thus said Yahweh concerning you, you shall not die by the sword. In peace you are to die, and as in the burnings of spices for your fathers, the former sovereigns who were before you, so they shall burn spices for you and lament for you, saying, Alas, master, for I have spoken the word, declares Yahweh. And Jeremiah the prophet spoke all these words to Tzidkiyahu, the sovereign of Yehuda, in Jerusalem, while the sovereign of Babel's army was fighting against Jerusalem, and all the cities of Yehuda that were left, against Lachish and Azekah, for only these walled cities remained out of the cities of Yehuda. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh after sovereign Tzidkiyahu had made a covenant with all the people who were at Jerusalem to proclaim release to them. That everyone was to set free his male and female slave, the Hebrew man and the Hebrew woman. No one was to keep a Yehudi, his brother, enslaved. And when all the heads and all the people who had come into the covenant heard that each one was set his male and female slaves, set free his male and female slaves, and not keep them enslaved any longer, they obeyed and released them. But afterward they changed their minds and made the male and female slaves return, whom they had set free, and brought them into subjection as male and female slaves. Therefore the word of Yahweh came to Yirmiyahu from Yahweh, saying, Thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, I myself made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage, saying, At the end of 7 years each one should set free his Hebrew brother who has been sold to him. And when he has served you 6 years, you shall let him go free from you. But your fathers did not obey me, nor incline their ear. And you recently turned and did what was right in my eyes, each man proclaiming release to his neighbor. And you made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But you turned back and profaned my name, and each one of you took back his male and female slaves, whom he had set free at their pleasure, and brought them into subjection to be your male and female slaves. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, You have not obeyed me in proclaiming release, each one to his brother and each one to his neighbor. See, I am proclaiming release to you, declares Yahweh, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the scarcity of food. And I shall make you a horror to all reigns of the earth. And I shall give the men who are transgressing my covenant, who have not established the words of my covenant, which they made before me, when they cut the calf in two and passed between the parts of it, the heads of Yehuda and the heads of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests, and all the people of the land who passed between the parts of the calf. And I shall give them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life. And their corpses shall be food to the birds of the heavens, and their corpses shall be for food to the birds of the heavens and the beasts of the earth. And I shall give Tzidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehuda, and his heads into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life, and into the hand of the sovereign of Babel's army that has withdrawn from you. See, I am commanding, declares Yahweh, and shall bring them back to the city, and they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire. And I shall make the cities of Yehuda a ruin without inhabitant. Psalm 100. Raise a shout for Yahweh, all the earth. Serve Yahweh with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know that Yahweh, he is Elohim. He has made us, and we are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, bless his name. For Yahweh is good, his loving commitment is everlasting, and his truth to all generations. Our last chapter today is Acts chapter 11. And the emissaries and brothers who were in Yehuda heard that the nations also received the word of Elohim. And when Kepha went up to Jerusalem, those of the circumcision were contending with him, saying, You went into uncircumcised men and ate with them. But Kepha began and set it forth in order, saying, I was in the city of Yaffo praying, and in a trance I saw a vision, a certain vessel descending like a great sheet, let down from the heaven by four corners, and it came to me. Having looked into it, I perceived and saw four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts and creeping creatures, and the birds of heaven. And I heard a voice saying to me, Rise up, Kepha, slay and eat. But I said, Not at all, master, because whatever is common or unclean has never entered into my mouth. And the voice answered me again from the heaven, What Elohim has cleansed you do not consider common. And this took place 3 times, and all were drawn up again into the heaven. And see, immediately 3 men stood before the house where I was, having been sent to me from Caesarea. And the Spirit said to me to go with them, not doubting at all. And these 6 brothers also went with me, and we went into the man's house. And he told us how he had seen a messenger standing in his house, who said to him, Send men to Yaffo, and call for Shimon, who is also called Kepha, who shall speak to you words by which you shall be saved, and you and all your house. And as I began to speak, the set-apart Spirit fell upon them, as upon us at the beginning. And I remembered the word of the masters, how he said, Yochanan indeed immersed in water, but you shall be immersed in the set-apart Spirit. So if Elohim gave them the same gift as he gave us, when we believed on the Master Yeshua Messiah, how was I able to withstand Elohim? And having heard this, they were silent and praised Elohim, saying, Then Elohim has indeed also given to the nations repentance to life. Then indeed, they who were scattered because of the pressure that arose over Stephanos passed through to Phoenicia and Cyprus and Antioch, speaking the word to no one except the Yehudim only. But some of them were men from Cyprus and Cyrene who, when they had come to Antioch, spoke to the Hellenists, bringing the good news, the Master Yeshua. And the hand of the Master was with them, and a great number, having believed, turned to the Master. And word of it came to the ears of the assembly in Jerusalem, and they sent out Barnabas to go as far as Antioch, who, having come and seeing the favor of Elohim, was glad and encouraged them all with purpose of heart to cleave to the Master, because he was a good man and filled with a set-apart spirit and with belief. And large numbers were added to the Master. Then Barnabas went to Tarshish to seek Shaul, and having found him, he brought him to Antioch. And it came to be that for an entire year they came together in the assembly and taught large numbers. And the taught ones were called Messianists first in Antioch. And in those days prophets came from Jerusalem to Antioch. And one of them, named Chagab, stood up and indicated by the Spirit that there was going to be a great scarcity of food over all the world, which also took place under Claudius Caesar. So the taught ones, each according to his ability, decided to send relief to the brothers dwelling in Yehuda. This they also did, and sent it to the elders by the hands of Barnabas and Shaul.